Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We made it through the damn week. What a long ass week this was. Obviously, it's dark, I know, and it might be dark this whole video, but as always, this is a podcast. It's a podcast that shows a video. So if you're looking to watch a video, you might not want to watch this, obviously. So you're looking to listen to a podcast, maybe on the way to work, maybe on your morning jog, maybe on your nap, and this is it. This is for you. So, and I'll get out of the way. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is supposed to be fun, so hopefully everyone's having fun and is entertained. So what are we talking about today? What do you want to talk about? I think I want to talk about what I've learned so far investing in YieldMax funds. And I definitely have learned a lot. So I'll try to, I guess, explain my thoughts on the funds, what I've learned, and so on and so forth. No set agenda today, because, I don't know, I got home late last night, ate dinner, went to bed, and, just no set agenda. But sometimes those are the best videos. All right, sorry, I'm just playing with the frost, because it's freaking foggy and rainy. So when I got into YieldMax, I had a goal in mind, and I was very excited, and I kind of just rushed into it. I went on a buying spree. I mean, at that point, there weren't that many funds. I think it was Tesla, OARC, NVIDIA, and Apple. Damn, people leave their fucking brights on. Sorry. So what I did is I had all this money that I converted. I moved it over from the Roth, and I said, all right, I'm starting out with $39,000, which was all my money from the Roths. And then I said, all right, here's my plan. I'm going to make this much, and I'm going to retire by this date. And I ended up just using all the money and buying, not all of it right away, but most of it I used, and I bought into everything. Not really looking at the prices, not looking at historical, like how these funds have played out, but I just bought. And that was a big mistake on my part, because one important thing I've learned with these funds is they'll go up and they'll go down. There's always another buying opportunity. So if you think, okay, it's at $13, I better use all my money to buy Tesla now. Probably going to be 13 today because it's ex-dividend date, and it's going to drop by the dividend distribution. So if you think $13 is it's a steal. I mean, it is a steal. It's a good price, but there's going to be another chance. Just because Tesla, you think Tesla's going to go back up to 14, 15, or 16 maybe, and it probably will. But guess what? It'll go right back down to 13, maybe even less. So you have to keep that in mind when you're buying these funds. These funds, they typically, they track the underlying of a very volatile stock. Very volatile in most cases. Obviously, Tesla's considered very volatile. So you're going to have days where you can get in on the good prices. So if you're just starting, or even if, you've been involved for a couple months now, take your time. I know everyone's sick of hearing dollar cost average, DCA. I know, I get it. It's like, shut up already. But it's true. I mean, not only is it smart, but it's good for you, because you get to buy something every day. assuming you're dollar cost averaging every day or every week or whatever you decide to do. Like for me, my thing is I want to buy something every day. I want to log into my account and I want to buy, whichever one of the funds is down the most for that day that I am down overall. That's what I want to buy. I'm not going to buy a lot of it. I'm going to buy some of it, right? And that's, I'm dollar cost averaging down. So again, because that will protect me if Tesla just continues to fall and fall and fall and fall, I'll continue to average down and down and down and down. Eventually things will turn, right? Things will turn around and then, okay, my average was going to look pretty good. But as long as I'm dollar cost averaging, I'm not going to miss out on a substantial drop one day or after another, or I'll always be in the market. I'll always have a chance to buy. And that goes for the others. That goes for Netflix. That goes for the, Nvidia. If it tanks and it keeps tanking, guess what? Guess who's going to be there to buy in it? Me. Because I'm going to buy 5 to 10 shares per day. Obviously, yes, it's not a sprint. I know the yield makes it feel like a sprint. We're still in a marathon, right? We still need this money to live off of one day. So it's not smart to rush and just use all your money right away just because you think you got a deal, or you just want to, you want to say, all right, I own 1,000 shares of Tesla, or I own 100 shares of Tesla. Who cares? Just take your time and, be smart about it. Have a plan it out, and think. Because again, Nvidia, it wasn't that long ago. What was it? 2 weeks ago? Nvidia, Coney, Tesla, almost every single fund was bleeding in the red. So you had your chance to buy every single fund of your choosing every day, because it was on a discount. And sure enough, they all recovered. Coney's recovered, and then some. I'm in the green on Coney. I don't own a lot, unfortunately, but because I don't really feel too bullish on Coinbase. I'm like half bullish on Coinbase because I know Coinbase is essentially the motherlode of the crypto options, the crypto exchanges, and not many can compare. Obviously there's Binance and there's Robinhood, but they're not Coinbase. Coinbase is really they're a well organized exchange. Sorry, shit flying everywhere. Better mark this one not for kids. Gotta stop cursing. But when you drive to work, that's what happens, right? So yeah, that's on that topic. Seriously, just consider dollar cost averaging. It would be wise, because you'll end up with a cost basis that you will be happy about and respect. And your journey, again, track your goals. Don't make it too aggressive. If you make it too aggressive, then you're going to do stupid things. If you make it reasonable, spread out over months and years, slowly get there. That way, you'll always have, buying power in the account, that you could use. Because, there may be a day you're like, oh my God, I'm going to spend a little more, and I'm going to buy more of these shares. Just because. And that's fine. That is okay. As long as you're not depleting your fund. Maybe you could deplete your fund right before payment date for the YieldMax funds. That's usually I've run out like a week before YieldMax pays me. So my timing has not been great. I'm kind of a hypocrite in a way, because I could not control myself throughout this month, because I bought like another 100 Tesla, right? I mean, I did what I was not supposed to do. But again, I'm learning as I go. I got to control myself, and I got to make this money spread. because the only money I have to invest is what I'm getting from the distributions plus $250 a week auto deposit that I do, and that's it. I got to make that work so that I can afford to buy 5 to 10 shares. When I say 5 to 10 shares, I'm talking about typically the YieldMax funds, which would be anywhere from $170 or I'll say $130 to $210 and such. So I need to at least have that much money to buy, to buy something each day, each trading day, I should say. Okay, what else have I learned from buying YieldMax funds? I've learned that what may have been, received in the past does not represent the future. So keeping in mind Tesla, everyone, I know I talk about Tesla way too much. I got to start showing love to the others, but Tesla is my biggest holding. We're disappointed. Some of us are disappointed that we got 58 cents again or 57 cents again. But, me especially, I have to keep in mind the cost, how much the fund is, right? The fund it's been around $13, $14 like the whole last month, right? The previous payments were really based on $15 plus, $15, $16, $17. So obviously when they have more money to play with per share, then they're going to make more income per share. So if Tesla price is down versus what it was in previous months, then typically your distribution will be down. Of course, yes, we know this depends on volatility. It depends on how they do on their trades, and it depends, on how the underlying has worked out throughout the month. So I know there's a lot of factors, but one of the most important factors is where do we stand? Like, what is the amount of the fund for Tesla? If it's going to stay at the $13, $14 range, then we really better get used to the payment that we've been getting. Like 58 cents, it's not 80 cents. They average 78 to 80 cents. That average is going to continue to go down, I think. And 58 cents may be more the norm. So, like I said, especially me, I need to get used to that. I need to get that through my head that, because I like, when I made the estimate video, I kind of forced that. I'm like, okay, yeah, Tesla's definitely going to pay me this. God damn, it's dark. And obviously, reality check, 58 cents. Okay, but that's okay. They're still yielding 50%, all right? And 50% is gold. Because who the hell yields 50%? So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. So, on that aspect, because, again, just keep in mind the price of these ETFs when, considering what they're going to pay. Obviously, if you look at Coinbase, Nvidia, these are higher. These are in the 20s now, or 19 range. So they're going to pay more, especially if they're more volatile. So, God, these people riding my ass. Bust up. So yeah, that's it on that topic. What the hell was I thinking about? Next topic. So I just wanted to cover what moves the price. We just talked about why the price is important for distribution. But what makes the price go up and down? And please know, it's not people buying and selling in the fund. Someone could sell a shitload or someone could buy a shitload. That doesn't matter. What matters is the underlying stock. Follow Tesla, follow Tesla, right? Tesla, for the most part, mimics the movement of Tesla. Not, obviously, 100%. And the reason it's not 100% is because that they do options. So obviously they're selling covered calls. So what does that mean? So, for example, when Tesla drops, and it keeps dropping, I'll say at a slow pace. If you look, typically Tesla is not dropping as fast. And the reason for that is they're making money on the way down selling covered calls. Because again, covered calls is a bearish play. When you sell a covered call at a certain price, strike price say of 270, and Tesla goes down to 265 or so, that's good for your covered call. You made a premium on that, and you're not, it's going to expire worthless, which means you keep the premium, you don't lose any money. So that premium that you made, that's going to be added into the fund, into the NAV, into the fund, whatever. But so you'll see that. And look at any day, any week that Tesla went down, and I'm sorry I'm saying it like that, I just want to make it clear. Look at any week Tesla went down, and then compare it to Tesla. Tesla, I guarantee, did not dip as much. Now, if we look on the way up, this is where it gets confusing, for me at least, because I saw the other day Tesla was up, maybe I'll say 2%, and then Tesla was up like 1.6, and I was thinking to myself, why, right? Because that's not that much of an increase that we lost money on the covered call play. So why didn't Tesla move with Tesla? If anyone has an answer to that, please leave in the comment, because that part I was curious. I mean, I'm going to go with timing, right? It can't exactly follow penny for penny at any point in time throughout the market day. So I need to get that in my head and consider that until I hear another, something else, right? Because if Tesla went up, say 6% in one day, but our covered calls, at the open were 5% out of the money, which means 5% above the current price. Then that 1% that it went over, we lose that, right? We don't take advantage of those gains because our covered call limited us to that amount, because in return, obviously, we got premium. Again, hopefully that makes sense. But so when it goes up high, especially above a covered call amount, then I completely understand why Tesla will lose to Tesla. And if you look year to date, and the people that don't like these funds, they'll look at year to date. I'll take Tesla all day, year to date, killed it. Yeah, obviously. But then you only make money when you sell. So did you sell? If you didn't sell, you didn't make any money. So I just, so for that argument, if they try to quote year to date, don't listen to them. Just look at the more current numbers. Look at, I was looking at like last week, a couple days ago, and Tesla did better, and I think I posted it. But I'm not, we're not going to sit there like, oh yeah, Tesla killed Tesla. No, it's not a competition here. We just, we want income. If we could stay green on the way and collect income, great. If we could stay flat, fine. If we go down a little and still collect income, all right, whatever. I don't care. Collecting that 50% yield. So that is what makes these funds move. Again, there's also interest that they make on treasuries. So you have to consider that. So there's interest from treasuries, there's options premium, and that gets added into the fund very frequently. I'm pretty sure it gets added the following day. So anything made today on Friday, they would get added into the fund on the open on Monday, or maybe it's right away. That part I also don't know. There's a lot of things to consider that I don't know. But again, we're all learning every day. So I'm learning a lot from the comments. So keep them coming. I know you guys, I'm sure most of you are a lot smarter than me. So, you guys have more information. So please share, so we can all learn. Or come to the Discord and share. By the way, I have a Discord, and the link is in the on my channel page, and it wasn't working, so I apologize, and now it's working, and so on and so forth. The last thing I want to talk about, not really what I learned about with YieldMax, but one of the famous negative comments or feedback against it is, someone said the other day, well, if this fund is so good and it yields so much money, why would Warren Buffett not buy this fund? I mean, just really, come on, man. First of all, Warren Buffett, I don't even know how much money he has, but it's a lot of money. And when you have that kind of money, you do not have to do risky plays. You could buy into the blue chip stocks, and you could be fine and live off the 4% dividend, and live off the growth every year, dividend growth every year. Warren Buffett does not have to buy these funds because he does not need the money like that. You know, the people that buy into these funds are the people with less income, the people with less capital. It's not typically, the rich people who have millions and millions of dollars, and they essentially don't need the money now. Obviously, I'm sure there's millionaires out there that want money now, and they will buy into the funds as an experiment. But a normal, your typical everyday Warren Buffett type investor, they're not going to bother, because guess what? They're surviving. Or, Coca-Cola, for example. Obviously, he bought that 10,000 years ago because he's old as hell. So his yield on cost is probably like 100% right now. So he has that, and he says, okay, my Coca-Cola yields 100. What now, right? And he's still getting. They're raising his dividend every year. So don't compare him to the normal people, right? You and I, $1,000 capital starting point. That's normal, right? That's common. So why don't you ask, why wouldn't that, those are the people that are buying into it, right? Because $1,000 at a 50% yield, they're making $500 for the year, right? So what would they make in, a 3% yield? What would they make, right? Almost nothing. So, it's just not the same. By the way, it's $30. But just don't do that comparison. We should not be compared with rich people, right? Very, especially Warren Buffett. Why am I doing this? This is stupid. Okay, that's fine. It could be stupid to you, but I'm doing this to have financial freedom, to have options. I'm doing this to have income now. I want more income to play around with. Is it risky? Of course it is. It's very risky, and I know that. But it's not as risky as people think. It's not a yield trap. We're paying fund managers to make premium for us, and we get to choose the underlying. And that's the beauty of YieldMax. YieldMax has brought options to be an option for the everyday investor. Like what YieldMax did is huge. Getting fogged up again. Stupid. This is like the worst weather because it's just drizzling and it's just foggy enough that I can't see, and oh my god. But who is complaining? So anyway, what the hell was I talking about? But yeah, that's why I'm doing this, right? I know I accept the risk, and I was saying YieldMax, what they have done and brought to the market is astonishing. I mean, it's truly amazing, and it's a great time to be an investor. And if you are just getting in and the first thing you bought is YieldMax, I mean, that's pretty ballsy, number one, but it's also, it's really good. And I just want to say, you should be pretty happy that you got in right when YieldMax has just, they're only, Tesla and OR came out in November last year. They're not even a year old. So they're going to get better at their job. We're going to learn more, from what they do. So this is all so new. So the fact that we're getting in so early, again, it doesn't benefit us price-wise, but it benefits us knowledge-wise. We'll understand how these funds work, and we'll know how to use them, right? Similar to, I guess, these the CLMs and these closed-end funds with the announcements or whatever the hell they do. Which, by the way, I know I need to make a video on that, I guess, at some point. But yeah. So thank you, YieldMax. Thank you, Jay, for bringing this to the table, because the everyday normal investor will not mess with options, and I do not blame them. The only reason I ever got into it is, I have like an Instagram. I talk to a lot of people. I got half convinced, and half of the reason was me just saying, even if I don't do it, I should at least read about it. So I bought a book, I read about it, I watched a shitload of YouTube videos, and I said, you know what, I'm going to try this. And I tried it, and I did it for a long time. And I did it smart for a little bit, and then I got stupid, and I went to the very, very volatile stocks, and guess what? I got burnt bad because many reasons. One, I was stupid. Two, I was rushing. I was thinking about the quick hits, the high income, the high volatile stocks. And three is I was, I don't have the time. I work all the time. My weekends are filled. So I can't chart, I can't track. And if I don't have the time or patience, then I should not be touching this. So I don't regret doing it because it was a great learning experience, but it was fun. But I learned a lot. I learned a shitload. So, and again, no regrets. But it is what it is. From that point on, I said, I'm not doing this anymore. And I didn't do it. And I left options alone. And I always said, I'm going to continue. I'll get back into this when I retire. Because when I retire, what am I going to do, right? People, they don't do shit, right? And they lose their minds. And they get old and stupid. And, again, poopy. Hopefully I don't retire at that age. But you know what I mean. So I plan on being like a full-time investor. I plan on having a little boatload of money to play around with that I can risk and lose and play options with. Because options is freaking fun, man. It is. It's really fun. But when you're playing with money, not so much. When you lose $1,000 really quick, oh shit, that was a stupid move. So that being said, now we could say, okay, I'm gonna pay this guy. He's going to do options for me, and he's going to pay me all of the premium minus 1%. That's basically the deal we have. And we could get into it and get out just as fast. It's really cool. I hope you guys realize that. And again, obviously, yes, high risk, but it's a cool opportunity. All right, this video went kind of long, longer than usual. I'm almost at work. It's still kind of raining, still kind of annoying weather. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for clicking like. The community is growing, and I greatly appreciate it, and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm going to continue to do this as long as it's growing and you guys seem to be entertained by the content, and you continue to tell me you're actually learning something. That's the whole purpose. And I will eventually upgrade it and get something, put the phone up somewhere. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching. And if you don't mind, if you have a preferred, for the people that actually made it this far, I assume these are the only people that actually watch the car podcast. Please, in the comments, just leave a topic for next week that you actually want to hear. Because Or if you like this random shit, that's fine. But I'm all about listening, see what people want to hear. So just let me know in the comments any topics you want to hear about. That's good for a car commute podcast, all right? Now I'm going to go. All right, guys, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you Monday unless I make a weekend video. Later.